right, ready when you are.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Heel Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel for our latest Daredevil Season 1 review. This time we're reviewing Episode 7, New Revelations, and boy, oh boy, Muse, it was like you were here and then you're gone that quickly. It happened just like that. We're here to discuss the latest edition of Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus. And to do that this week, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. You see him over on the Around the Point Network. You've seen him over here on our Daredevil Born Again season 1 review so far. He is the one and only Mr. California himself and your former favorite politician, Chase Oliver. How are you doing?
Yeah, they still think I'm him. I ask Gronk all the time. I go, Gronk, who am I? And they think I'm Chase for Liberty. I guess I took over his platform. Fuck him. I'm the real Chase Oliver.
Get him. But yes, we're here to discuss Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Episode 7, New Revelations, which, I mean, after last week with Episode 5 and 6, they had a lot to live up to. I don't know if they quite hit the highs of those two episodes, and I have my thoughts on what they did, how they concluded the Muse arc of all of this, but we got a lot to discuss as usual here on a Sunday, our Daredevil Day here over on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all. If you've joined us live, we appreciate y'all. If you've been watching us on demand, either way, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your Daredevil Born Again Season 1 friends, family, fans on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We're slowly approaching 1,000 subscribers here on our second channel, so we appreciate any support. If you tell a friend to subscribe as well, that helps out just as well. And over here on this channel, we like to highlight as many of your comments as possible. We like to make you part of the conversation as well, so feel free to let us know your thoughts on this week's episode of Daredevil Born Again in the live chat. But Chase, before we get into the nitty-gritty with this week's episode, your overall thoughts on episode 7. All I will say is that I just watched it last night, so I've been watching it for Jimmy Macaram's YouTube channel, Reaction and Review. And this week was a busy week for me. I went to the O2 for Monday Night Raw in London on Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, the Daredevil episodes don't drop until 2 a.m. here in the UK. So I was like, I was thinking about watching it when it drops with Jimmy to get it out the way. Because Wednesday I went to the studio over for Wrestling's podcast because I was on Wrestling's podcast this week. Check that out. That's over on their channel. So I couldn't do it on Wednesday like we usually do. Couldn't do it on Thursday because of AE Ramble. Then after AE Ramble, I was doing the AEW Dynasty preview for the Takedown on Sports Illustrated. Friday, we were going to connect for that, but Jimmy was busy with stuff that he had to do. And then finally, yesterday, after the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, like an hour, 2 hours after, we watched the episode. And I still think this episode is on a hot streak. The season is on a hot streak ever since the back-to-back episodes. The first couple of episodes, we're just getting used to things. Episode 1 was great. Episode 2 ended great. Episode 3 was more of a setup for what we're going to do with the cops and the anti-vigilante stance and stuff like that. Episode 4, of course, was the great scene with the Punisher. But episode 5, like me and you said, favorite episode. Episode 6 gave you just as many highs because the suit was back. The Muse Daredevil fight mixed with Kingpin beating the hell out of Vanessa's seducer. And in this episode, I was a little disappointed by the Muse end of this because Jimmy is not a fan of Muse. So I honestly at the end of the episode I was like, did the producers and directors watch Jimmy and they just said, you know what, we're gonna cut this Muse shit off. He doesn't like it, so we're done with it. Because it felt like we missed like a whole big chunk of the Muse story because the way he talked to Heather during the therapist session, it was like he's been seeing her, but this is the first scene we're seeing them together since episode 2.
Right? It felt like it was a whole buildup of like Muse finally letting out showing him the real mask. I was like, man, this episode felt so fast. Like I was watching it and I was like, whoa, like how much time is left in the episode? And I saw it was like 15 minutes left. I was like, wow, this episode's flying by. Like, to quote our good friend Triple H, it's like Game of Thrones. Not every episode can blow you away. Sometimes you just have to have those episodes where it builds stuff. So this was definitely one of those episodes. It didn't blow me away, but it built stuff. But yeah, Muse, just like some of our favorite wrestlers, gets pushed, and then that's it. got the rub for nothing.
I was so shocked by like his demise in this episode. I was like, did we like we got 2 episodes left? Like who like and they have plenty of options who could be like the big season big bad, but they had built him up so slowly in those first 4 episodes to then just blow him off in like 2 episodes, episodes 6 and 7. That's it.
Yeah, you could tell that this was the episode where if you knew that this was supposed to be a totally different series, this felt like, oh yeah, this was supposed to be a different series than what we were watching because it felt like Muse has been built up since like episode 2, doing therapy sessions. We got to learn more about his backstory and stuff, and then we got to episode 6. His body count went to 60 all of a sudden. We don't even know how he got to 60. We've only like because. If we're looking at it from like a canonic, like, oh, how many days have gone by since we've seen these characters? It's only been like what, a week, maybe, like at least like 1 week. So in 1 week, this guy murked like 60 people. So I feel like we're missing certain things, and this episode showed it where it's like, yeah, the whatever they had planned, they changed it all. So
Yeah, it was a strange one, a strange decision. We got some of our friends in the chat. Let's highlight their comments, see what they thought. Dustin Williams saying this is the most controversial episode to date for the series. He says Muse was done wrong. We also got Power Driver Finisher who says, why ain't Matt Murdock doing shit? Daredevil saved that Ayala chick. He also says, I watched it like an hour ago, so yeah, it was least favorite, but not the most terrible thing I've seen. Like I said, I think that the show is still on a hot streak. This is a good episode, but I just have my problem with like how fast they sped run Muse's arc faster than NXT is speed running Julia and Stephanie Vicaire.
Yeah, he that was too, like, I'm like, bro, we're missing something. There's something missing. Yeah, because I was expecting, okay, episode 9, maybe he dies, like he dies before the series finale, so we get the twist of who's the real big bad of episode 10. That's what I thought, and then when he died this episode, I was like, oh, okay, so who are we building towards now? Okay, sure.
It was like, yeah, okay. So I thought this was our whole thing where the real villain is Fist, but our villain and our hero have one person that is causing hell for both of them in Muse, and we really only had that arc for like an episode and a half. That's really all we had. Oh man, Dustin says, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but the ending rubbed me in the wrong way. Yeah, I get it. That's how I felt. I was like, I was on the edge of my seat for most of this episode, but like it's just like, that's not how I would have booked it. Like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, it's one of those. It's like, I would have booked this differently. Power Jam Finisher says, same for her. It's like she tells Matt she loves him, and in my mind, I felt nothing. Yes, absolutely. Jimmy said the same thing. When we're watching it, we're like, yo, how long have they been together? Like, it's only been a couple of episodes for us.
You're right, exactly. It's not like months have spanned by. Like, the way it's presented on television show, it only feels like it's been a week. So but it feels like all this stuff that's going on. I'm like, bro, like, was there like a 3-month time skip? Did they not tell us like 3 months? Like, did I miss a title card in episode like 4 saying 3 months later? Like what happened? Like, it just felt like things just went crazy all of a sudden. It's like, oh, like the timing's definitely off.
Oh, he said Muse had around 20 minutes in total on screen. Absolutely. Like, it was not even that long. Like, what? Like, literally, we have the episode 4 starts off with Muse bringing a body into his lair, and then episode 4 ends with him taking the blood out of that body. Episode 5, he's not in it at all. Episode 2 is when we had him without the mask seeing the therapist, which is like a 1-minute scene. And then we had episode 6, which is like his most featured before this episode, where he I think where he kills the 2 girls, the stupid girls that we talked about, and then he takes Angela, and he's taking the blood out of Angela, and then we get the Daredevil fight, and then he's mostly featured in this episode. This is probably the most screen time he's gotten in the episode, but you're probably right with that total. It's probably like 20 minutes of in total screen time. Dustin says it seems
and
like
most of the time he's on screen, he's getting his ass kicked. He's getting his ass kicked most of the time too.
For this Taekwondo expert, he's getting his ass kicked a lot. Dustin says it seems like they speed blitzed certain moments. Yeah. Even the moments that we had with him, they speed run it. Because remember what I said last week to you, Chase. I was like, why couldn't we see Angela getting taken or getting knocked out at least before he took her into the lair? It's just she's looking on the tracks, and then the next scene she's on his shoulder, unconscious.
Yeah, man. Like, it's such a shame that they had to do too much rewrites for this show, because like I get it why they changed it, because they wanted it, because Born Again was supposed to be, you know, what the title suggests, like this was not supposed to be canonical with whatever we knew what Daredevil was. It was going to be a whole new Daredevil series, and then they're like, F that shit. Like we don't want to insult the fans' intelligence, which I liked, but they didn't like redo everything. They just said, well, we already filmed some stuff. So let's keep it all together. And it's just like, no, you don't. Yeah, like poor Muse. Like I'm sure in the original Born Again series, we would be doing reviews, being like, Muse is the best character. This is awesome. His death here would have been like, what a twist for episode 7. Can't believe Muse died. Instead, we're just like, bro, he was finally finding his footing. Now he dies? Like what?
I think like did we go like me? I think me and you or me and Corey gave Muse the MVP for last week.
We all did. We all gave him the MVP because we said, "Wow, way to build up your big bad villain. You made him look really strong." And we look like idiots. Like shit. This is like every mid card. This is like every mid card wrestler that gets a push in wrestling. We're like, "Oh, this guy's a future star." Like this guy's like Dante Martin. We thought that like wrestled Hangman Adam Page, like, oh, this guy's set. He looked so good in that match. Hangman gave him the stamp of approval. You're going to be an AEW champion. Now I can barely see this guy on Collision. Like, the fuck is this? Like that's pretty much what Muse was. He was like a mid-card wrestler getting that push. And then like on like 2 weeks later, oh yeah, we forgot that we were pushing this guy. Who cares?
This is like last week was like Wardlow at Double or Nothing 2022, and then this week was like Wardlow post Double or Nothing 2022.
Yeah, when Wardlow came back with Adam Cole's group, it was like, oh, Wardlow's back. Who cares? We're done. It's been over. You ruined the chance. It's gone.
Nessa says, I can understand the rewrites being the reason the episodes are like this, but it is affecting my enjoyment of the series. I just can't have the same feeling as the original series. That's understandable. I think that you probably get more of that feelings of the original series with season 2, because this is really supposed to be like one season. It's supposed to be one season of 18 episodes. So we're getting like season 1 is really just first half of before season 2. So I think season 2 hopefully is when on the back end they got everything straight. We're just seeing the hodgepodge of everything they had previously mixed with the rewrites here. So let's get into this week's episode. Chase, the episode starts off with Mayor Fisk basically in his office with his inner circle, which is Buck Cashman and Daniel Blake, staring wistfully from his office window, and he asks them, when you look out this window, what do you see? After they both exchange awkward answers such as people, voters, freedom, Starbucks. Fisk says fear. He knows the citizens of New York are living in fear of the new serial killer Muse. Daniel tells Fisk that Angela Del Toro survived a murder attempt by Muse. Yet Fisk's face turns sour when Buck Cashman informs him that she was rescued by the vigilante known as Daredevil. I love the way he said it. The way he said it just made Daredevil sound even more gangster. The Daredevil knew the vigilante known as Daredevil. And Fisk's face turns sour completely. He mutters to himself, he's back. But we don't know if he's angry that Murdoch went against his order to stay out of the costume, or he's excited for a worthy challenge, because we would see later on that he's like he has so much disdain for Daredevil. It's totally changed his views of being the mayor. Now he just feels like he has more resources to fuck with Daredevil more. Did you get that as well from this first scene here?
Yeah, no, I felt Fisk was more happy that Daredevil's back. Like he's just like, yes, now I can finally show him what real power is, because he hates everything that Daredevil represents. He feels Daredevil is for the because Daredevil, is for the people. While Fisk wasn't for the people, Fisk is now for the people, and he wants to show Daredevil what happens when you actually have real power to make real change for the people of New York. And I felt he was happy about Daredevil. I felt he was just like, yes, now I have everything. I have my task force. I have the cops. I have the whole city. I can write the narrative. I have the press. Daredevil can't get away with being like this vigilante that people are just mixed on fighting crime and people believe that he's the real people's champion. Fisk now can take that throne. He can finally get what he's always wanted, recognition for all his hard work that he does for the city. That's all Fisk wants. He wants recognition. He's a petulant child.
He definitely is. Back in his apartment, we see images of Angela in her hospital bed and Matt taking a shower, thinking about his fight with Muse and saving Angela. He showers after his brutal fight, and soon his girlfriend, Heather Glenn, walks in to join him. Before the couple gets sexy, she notices the bruises on his body, but Matt basically cuts her off when she's about to ask about it by kissing her and getting that pipe on. He was giving her that shower pipe. Matt, of course, dismisses this when she asks about it after their sex session in the shower. Dismisses this as an accident due to his blindness, because she asks him why when she woke up, he wasn't there last night. He said he had to go deal with a client, had to go with a case, but she was like, your suitcase was still here. And he was like, well, I needed a walk. I had to get my mind off of things. And Heather isn't dumb. She's aware that something is up with Matt. She tells him that she knows that Matt is lying about where he's going at night. Matt tries to joke his way out of the accusation, but Heather goes into full-on Dr. Glenn mode. She knows he's avoiding recent trauma, like being in the bank robbery. Matt knows he's on thin ice in this relationship, so he basically sits down with her and tries to ease her mind. She thinks that he's doing like self-harm, but he tells her, no, I just bumped into something. That's what it is like. And then he tells her that he feels like this life he's living right now is fake. She says, because it's not like your old firm when you were working with your old friends, Foggy. And then she takes a big long pause before she says, and Karen. And he just tells him, he's still trying to get over that grief and everything, and he has a lot of trauma inside of him. He says he's trying to fight it, but Heather tells him he doesn't need to fight it, he needs to deal with it. And he says, oh, thank you, Dr. Glenn. So he makes her laugh a bit, but they come to a mutual understanding of sorts when she tells him that she loves him, and he listens to her heartbeat to tell that she's actually telling him the truth. And he says, I love you too. He starts touching her face, getting that facial recognition to have a closer bond with her, and in a similar fashion to what he did with Karen back in season 2 with their first kiss. Later that morning, we get Sherry, Matt's PI buddy, visits him at work. He totally blows off Kristen. Kristen's trying to talk to him, and he totally blows her off to go talk to Sherry, and Sherry tells him that he knows he went out the night before because he heard about the rumors of Daredevil being back. He gives him hell for breaking his promise to him about putting on the suit again, but Matt correctly reminds him that if he hadn't, Angelo Del Toro would be dead right now. He also found Muse in one night, which the NYPD failed to do. Sherry says that he's not going to enable Matt's activities by helping him, even if it means stopping a still on the loose serial killer, despite Matt's claims that he's going to be on the run right now. He's going to be desperate. And he was right at the end of the day. The Muse was looking for his final kill on this episode. So Matt was right about everything. I like Cherry. I've liked Cherry's addition this season, but if he's just going to be another proxy for Foggy, we didn't need to kill Foggy. We could have just kept Foggy as the person who tells Matt, don't go saving people. What did those two interactions with Heather and Cherry?
Well, first off, Foggy's paycheck way higher than Sherry's paycheck. So sorry, the actors are not the same in terms of the price. But Heather's interaction, I don't know. I don't think Matt loves her. Like, we can hear her heartbeat, but we can't hear Matt's heartbeat. Matt, he likes to play a lot of facades. He wears the mask every day in his life. So fine interaction. obviously, you know, him touching the face with the facial recognition that played something later on, which annoyed me. I was just like, how the hell did he know that when he was doing that? But yeah, you know, it was fine. The Sherry and who's the lawyer chick? The nice looking girl. What's her name? What I forgot her name. Kristen. I don't know why they're in the show. Like I feel like Kristen, like she had one moment in episode when they were looking for tiger, the white tiger stuff. Like that was it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just like, dude, she's coming here. She's like, you guys gotta keep you involved in what? I have barely seen you. What do you mean keep you involved? You're not even it. You're on the show. Like you're just like, who are you? Like I'm like, keep you like this is where I'm like, Sherry and Kirsten, whatever her name is, they're the characters that show, oh yeah, they had a much bigger role. But because we did all these rewrites and everything, their roles are now smaller. And then they're just there. Like she's like now like Karen adjacent, except she's not the love interest. She's just Karen. Like she's just like Karen, like Matt, you gotta tell me what's going on. You gotta tell me what's going on. Maddie, what's going on? It's like, dog. What do you want to say? Oh, he's Daredevil? Okay. I didn't know they had other employees too. Like, good job. Cool. I'm glad that they have other employees that are working there. But yeah, the Sherry interaction, it was a nothing burger for me. It's just like you said, just keep Foggy. Like, what's the point? Like this is what you dedicated a scene to, of him just being like, can't be doing that. And it's like, bro, like he saved someone. Can you just give him? Can Matt just get props for saving someone? Like,
you know?
Oh my god!
Like what? I swear. Jimmy said this too when we were watching it. He was like, he finds it hilarious that Bruce Wayne and Matt Murdock always get shit for saving people. Like they're saving people.
Yeah.
They are saving lives, but y'all are giving them shit for it.
Like it would be one thing if the vigilante task force, like they've been killing other vigilantes, and so it's like, oh shit, and that's why Sherry's concerned, like just like a throwaway line, because we're not going to see him, but be like, they almost got that kid with the spider powers. What do you think they're going to do to you and stuff? Like just something like that would be like, okay, he's looking out as a friend because he knows that these guys are serious. If Spider-Man can get almost fucked up by these guys, then this guy will. Daredevil, what do you have a chance and stuff like? That would make more sense. But this was just like, he was just being angry just for the sake of, well, Matt needs to know what happens when he puts on that mask. There's consequences. What consequences? There's no consequence. Show's called Daredevil.
Besides saving people. What are
we talking about? Yeah. Oh, he saved the innocent girl. Oh, what an asshole. What an asshole. Self-gratitude. Maybe Kingpin's right. Like, what?
We got Dustin. He says, do you think the series has given us a reason to care about the new side characters like Sherry, Fisk Jr., and BB? Absolutely not. I brought that up. What was it, last week or the week before? I brought that up that's one of the weaker parts of this series in comparison to the Netflix series. They gave you reason, and they followed along with Foggy and Karen in season 1 when they were investigating Fist, and Brett Mahoney. They established a connection between him and Foggy right from the start of season 1 when he was giving him the bagels and he was giving him tips of like people that they could represent when Karen came in and stuff like that. The form Ben Urich, they gave us a reason to care about him when Karen started working with him and getting information and doing the stories on Fist. They gave us a lot of reason. They haven't done enough scenes of just the side characters in comparison to your Ben, your Foggies, your Karens, like they did in season 1, season 2, or season 3 of Daredevil on the Netflix series. So no, they definitely haven't given you a reason to care about the side characters at all. Dion Jenkins kind of echoing that, saying side characters are the weakest part of this show. Sherry and Kristen could have been Foggy and Karen. We know nothing about these new characters. You think the same, Chase?
Yeah, no, like BB and freaking Daniel are still talking. Like, what the fuck? Like, has the plot even progressed for you guys? Like, you guys are still doing the same goofy stuff. Like, Daniel's character could have been a good character, good little like Fisk minion. Nothing. Kristen, like we thought, oh, maybe she will be like the new Karen. Like she'll be like kind of like Matt's sense of humor. Nothing. Like she was there for the first 2 episodes, and then afterwards she was like, okay, I'm on the break, and then she came back and all pissed off for no reason. It's like, why is she pissed about this? Like, there was no setup to her being pissed off. Cherry could have been perfect. Matt has a guy on the inside. He's able to get information from the cops, all this other stuff, and he just shows up and he just reprimands Matt for everything. Don't do it, Matt. You shouldn't do that, Matt. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's like, bro, this guy, you saw this guy kick Bullseye's ass and throw him off a roof. You shouldn't be worried about this guy. Like, this guy's fine. Like, he's not. It's not like you saw. Like, you know who this guy really is. Like, why are you concerned? Like, yeah, none of these characters have had any development. It's literally just Matt, Fisk, and then whoever is like the other vigilante or the villain they're focusing on. Those are their focuses. Vanessa is probably the other best built character, and
Yes,
but that she's related to Fisk, so that's the only reason why. So it's like, other than that, all the other characters, it's just like, why are you here? You're just here to annoy me. You're just here. Like, it's so dumb. The White Tiger's niece has better character development than Cherry and Kristen. The White Tiger's niece, just this random niece, like who we barely saw any build up to. She has more build up than Cherry and Kristen. But the only thing Kristen did on the show is set up Matt with Heather. That's it. That's the only thing that she's did this whole show. Like, set up on the blind date. That's it.
Detective Kim has more depth to her than Kristen at this point.
She barely speaks. She just comes in. She's like, with the flashlight, I found something. Oh, you did this. Oh, Detective Kim, awesome.
Officer Powell, the officer who got his ass kicked in episode 2, he has more depth than Kristen at this point.
Yeah, he's featured more than anyone. I feel like every scene we have to just see him looking blankly into the camera, like he's always like looks like he needs to take a shit. Like, that's what he does. That's what he looks like. Every scene, every episode, he's there, looking lost and confused.
We got Dion who says, where is Detective Brett Mahoney and Sister Maggie? I did ask that too. I was like, when I was watching the episode and I saw Detective Kim again, I was like, where's Brett Mahoney? Where the brother at? Like, why he don't get no love? Where the hell he at? And Sister Maggie, I could understand Matt being away from her to try to keep her safe, since everybody that he gets close to dies or has to run away. So I can understand him keeping his distance from Sister Maggie. Hopefully we get some Sister Maggie acknowledgement or meeting with Matt by the end of the season, or at least in season 2.
I think that's more of a season 2 thing. I think the writers forgot who Sister Maggie was. They're like, Brett Mahoney. Sorry, good. Nice knowing you. We're never seeing you again. You don't exist.
You could be on Jessica Jones. Don't worry, he'll be back on Jessica Jones. Jerry Finisher says, true, the side characters are all new because he's in a new firm. I guess they're making us feel like Matt, like we don't feel the connection either. Yeah. I guess they're putting us in that type of mindset. Dion Jenkins says, unrelated, but since they apparently can't use Kingpin in movies because of rights, I'd like to see Alistair Smith and his Spider Slayers as the villains of Spider-Man 4. I have not heard that, though. I have not heard that they can't use Kingpin in movies.
He said in an interview. He said in an interview that there's certain rights and stuff. I guess from the original Daredevil movie, I guess like they're not letting go of like certain rights because they trademarked it. So he can't be in the movie
or maybe
like that.
Sony owns it because they use Kingpin in Spider-Verse.
That's true. Yeah, Sony probably won't let it go.
No.
Sony, because Sony won't let most of Spider-Man's villains go. They just keep making Spider-Man villains movies without the Spider-Man. It's just like, who wants to see Kraven the Hunter? No one wants to see just Kraven the Hunter. We want to see him on Spider-Man, not rhinos. Like, the fuck is this? Well, by the way, Dion Jenkins, I don't know if you noticed, but they're trying to cast Asian that's older and 40 years old. So I think the main villain of the Spider-Man 4 is going to be Mr. Negative.
I've heard that too. I've heard it is supposed to be Mr. Negative right now. But Wilson, Fisk. Next we go to him talking to Bush Cashman. Buck is trying to talk some sense into Fisk, saying that having Daredevil stop Muse is potentially not the worst thing that could happen for the city. But Fisk can't see past his own vendetta against Daredevil. This is probably the best scene of this episode. Fisk going in on Daredevil to Buck was hilarious to me, proving all his bluster about saving the city is just talk. He says that I was a honest working man. I had a business over 10 years. I was working for the city, working for smaller individuals, and he unlawfully arrested me. I didn't get a fair trial. He went and he beat up my workers, my port workers, and he broke up my business. Buck reminds Fisk that he's the mayor now. And using his resources like this, the public may see it as an abuse of power. Loved this at one point, just going in, and the way he delivers the line, saying that this man's unlawful or self-righteousness. The way he said the righteousness part of it, with all the disgust in his voice, is one of the best delivered lines in this whole series so far. Fisk clearly doesn't care about what the city or the public is going to think, though. He wants to get revenge on his old foe over anything that happened, over everything that's happened in the past. Meanwhile, Matt is visiting Angela Del Toro in the hospital, and she remembers that Daredevil saved her and kicked Muse's ass. Angela mentioned he kept talking about his sketches and his murals all over the city. Meanwhile, Vanessa meets with the gangster Luca at the docks. He knows that this whole political life she's been forced into isn't something she really wants. She was much happier running the criminal enterprise, and so were all of them. He says that they were making a lot more money when she was in charge. Making money than smiling for the cameras as a first lady is what Vanessa wants. Luca keeps buttering her up, seemingly trying to convince her to turn on her husband, and she doesn't argue with him, though. What did you think about first the Fisk and Buck scene in the office? Like I said, that's my favorite scene of this entire episode. What did you think, Chase?
I love when Fisk goes on these angry monologues. That's where the actor plays Fisk's the best, where he's just like upset about something. Like you could just tell he just hates that Daredevil is admired by people for doing stuff that you shouldn't be allowed to do. Like this, it just pisses him off. It's like he's stuck in his ways. Like there's part of Fisk that does admire what Daredevil is, but he hates the fact that people love him and that he gets the recognition. When Fisk, let's be real, shady tactics or not, he was doing a lot of the same things. It was just in a more brutal, vicious way, but he was making money for people. He was helping people get better lives, reach better lives that they could accomplish. While Matt, he's just beating up people on the street, and Fisk doesn't like that. So I really like that Fisk. He's just so mad that Daredevil might take back the power that he's worked so hard to get, becoming the mayor of New York. Luca and Vanessa scene. Look, the hospital scene, I don't know why that was there. Like, once again, the niece is getting more screen time than other side characters.
She's a good actress. She's a good actress.
Very nice. I'm sure she is. We did not need it. But Luca and Vanessa, very, very, very nice little, maybe Vanessa will turn on Fisk. Like, very, very nice, making me think that. But I wasn't really 100% sold. I really felt that, Vanessa, I think she does kind of like this quiet life that she has now, because I don't think Vanessa's character really always wanted to be like the Kingpin, really wanted to be part of Fisk's criminal lifestyle. I think she's fine with where she's at. While Luca, Luca's just he's an extra. You ain't lasting that long, buddy. So I do like that they were trying to plant seeds that maybe other crime families might try to take it up Fisk. So I do like that.
Yeah, I love anytime we get more threats to Fisk or Matt. Then we go into like I think it was Yeah, it was Dion Jenkins says this show is all over the place. Instead of a bank heist episode, we could have had a Muse backstory episode instead of a 5-minute lore dump. And here comes the lore dump in this whole episode, this whole scene, this back and forth scene we would get next as Heather meets her new patient, the awkward young man she met at her book signing in episode 2. She instantly senses this kid is very disturbed. And meanwhile, you get Detective Angie Kim meets with Mayor Fisk in his office and tells him that based on the canvas types they found in Muse's lair, they've narrowed down a suspect, a troubled young man named Bastion Cooper. Yes, the same guy who is Heather Glenn's patient. Sitting on her couch right at that moment, in perhaps the least shocking reveal of the series, he tells Heather how his wealthy parents forced him into becoming a Taekwondo champion because they preferred an athlete to an artist, which at least explains how he could hold his own in a fight with Daredevil. Detective Kim informs Fisk that Cooper's old Taekwondo coach was found dead on his property as a teenager, but no one was ever charged with a crime. But all the circumstantial evidence makes her think that Cooper is Muse. At the same time, across town, Dr. Glenn also realizes that Bastion is Muse as his nose starts bleeding, and he uses the blood from his nose to do finger paint. There was way too little of blood for him to do the full face of Muse, but he does a finger painting of the Muse mask, and she trembles in fear. Bastion, realizing that she's put it all together, says to her, I know you only have one question on your mind right now. Can you make it to the door in time? As she tries to run, he assaults her and knocks her into the wall, knocking her out because he has one last victim for his murder spree here, and it's going to be his doctor, Heather Glenn. This all felt so rushed. So rushed. What did you think about the dual scenes here of the therapy session with Bastion Cooper, aka Muse, and Detective Kim, who's at least competent at her job? Like, I think that's why I said she's got like the best. She might be one of the best side characters because she's good at her job. She put this all together, even though I think the canvas that they found had his blood on it. Like that, because he had to fight with Daredevil, so maybe it was that. But hey, she put it all together by just saying, "Oh, I went to the store. This canvas is a special type of canvas, and only 10 people went. I've talked to 9 of them. The 10th person is this troubled young man here that used to be a Taekwondo champion and killed his coach as a teenager and stuff like that." I was just like, wow, that was deep. I would have just done simple writing. Would have been like, there was blood on the canvas and we checked the blood and it's this guy. But they went around the block to get to the same result. Chase, what did you think about this lore dump, as Dion put it in the chat, for Muse?
It felt like the first part where he's talking about a birthday party. That should have been in a different episode. And then there was something else that was supposed to be that he was talking about. That was in another episode. And then this final episode, he was supposed to come into the doctor's office already with a bunch of blood. And then he draws the painting for Heather and then tries to kill her. Like that's what it felt like should have happened. Like, we were supposed to get 3 therapy sessions instead. It's just mushed into one. I did not care. I was just like, who cares? Like at that point, I was like, there's no way. Are they killing him off? Like, that's what I thought when I was watching this. I'm like, this is like when I watched Dexter, and then the villain is talking to Dexter, be like, you don't remember me, Dexter? And then they go into this whole backstory, how they remember Dexter from like 8 years ago or something like that. Like, I was obsessed with you as a Bay Harbor Butcher. It's like, who cares? Like, just kill him already. That's where I was like, oh my God, no way they're killing him. I'm like, no way. Like, he's explaining all this. He's revealing himself. Like, because he's trying to go for a spinal kill, his magnum opus. He's going to kill the therapist about that her whole gimmick is that she focuses on people wearing masks. She focuses about, like, people not being true to themselves. Well, he's going to be true to themselves, kill her, kill himself, manifesto. I'm like, he's going to die. Or maybe he fights Daredevil, escapes, and then he's on the run next episode. We just get a fun like, oh, he's on the run next episode. And yeah, no, the lore dump was just so weird. Like a lot of this stuff too, it's just like it wasn't even like interesting stuff. Like I was just like, who cares? Like your parents didn't notice you at your birthday party. It's like no one notices me. No one noticing me. Now they see me. Now I'm being recognized. It's like, what are you rambling about? Like I was just, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of this because in the comics, I know that Muse is an Inhuman, so this is all like
Yeah.
backstory to kind of give him death as a person. But like, if you're gonna do it in the last episode that he's in alive, it just came off so weird and awkward.
Yeah, this is where I'm like, I feel like these were just scenes that they filmed because I guess they probably had it where there was like, okay, we're going to dedicate this part of the episode to the Muse therapy scene, and then it's just like they just said, oh, screw it, we'll just throw all of them in episode 7. Just choose the best parts, and stuff, and just have it where the actors they can mouth sync to whatever they need to say. Like that's what it felt to me. I was just like, oh.
Justin says, I forgot to say that the show clearly didn't want any teases and showing Muse as a competent fighter, nor his powers. Same with White Tiger. Yeah, because I know Muse is an Inhuman in the comic books. His power, he doesn't need all this kind of contraptions to suck the blood. He just sucks the blood out himself. And the reason why he's a competent fighter for Daredevil is because he can't use his senses to know where he's at, because he's an Inhuman that can go undetected. So I understood that the backstory that he was giving about the dream that he had with his parents not knowing that he was there, that was kind of them being like, oh, this is how it's like the comics, because he was undetected as a kid, and it was just like, that was stupid. But here we are.
Ugh.
Another part of this where it was just mad random is as the police, we get the task force is sent to Muse's lair, and they're searching around looking for evidence to find where his next victim is going to be. After the police vacate the crime scene in the old train tracks, Daredevil just pops right in from the train. I was like, this is so cartoonish. What are we doing? He enters stealthily and goes through Muse's art looking for clues. He finds multiple sketches clearly painted in blood of his girlfriend, Heather. So I was like, okay, I saw all the pictures were Heather, and I was like, but Matt's blind, so he can't tell that this is Heather on the painting. Then he can tell that it's her just by touching them and feeling the paint on the canvas. I guess Muse is really good, and he can get the facial structure of Heather because Matt could feel it, and he goes back to when he was feeling her face, which is a cool touch for this powers, but you just supercharged Matt's powers ridiculously here. He knows that this means that she's in grave danger, so he gets the hell out of there. Officer Powell does see him down there, and he says, "Hey!" and he just tossed the baton right at his forehead, and he's knocked the fuck out. The police also in Officer Powell, when he wakes up, he also informs Fisk that Heather Glenn is who is on the paintings. So as you may recall, Heather Glenn is Fisk and Vanessa's marriage counselor. So he thinks that this is because of him, that his connection to her is the reason why Muse is going after her. He still doesn't know that this is Mag's girlfriend at this point. Fisk sends his new special anti-vigilante task force to take care of Muse, but we'll see if they make it there in time. But what did you think about the whole scene in Muse's lair with Matt supercharged senses realizing that his girlfriend is on the painting?
I don't understand this. This is how it's like Muse touched Heather herself. Like, how does he know like how her jaw and her face feels and everything? Like, I hated this. We couldn't have found like a better way. We couldn't have found that Matt was just like, I need to get more information. Like, couldn't we have it where Matt goes to the lair? They cleared out the lair of all the drawings, so he has to pretend he goes to the police office, and then he uses his super hearing so that way it felt like they're like, oh, how much is the runtime left? And he can sense it. It's the blood. It's going to be all the same. I'm like, I hated this so much. I was just like, this is so stupid. It's like it was just so that way Matt can get there quickly. I was just like, yeah, I wish there was a better build up to it. Like, yeah, terrible.
Or just have Matt.
Maybe instead of having.
You could have had Matt go down into the lair, and then he overhears Powell looking at the paintings, and then that phone call to Fisk, where Powell lets him know that it's Heather Glenn. He just overhears it. You could have done it that way. That would have made a lot more sense than him feeling the face on the painting.
Yeah, it's not like Muse is like skin killer, where it's just like he can feel like skin and stuff like that. Like there, I'd be like, all right, it's kind of stupid, but I'll give it a pass. He just paints with blood. How is it that he's making the blood feel like the same facial textures as Heather's cheeks, bones, and stuff? I'm like, that's where I was just like, no sense.
Oh man, but next we get our big finale here as it's Daredevil versus Muse 2. Heather wakes up in her office with Bastion in full Muse paraphernalia. He tells her that she is the only one who understands him, and her books helped him accept his true self. When she begs him not to hurt her, she says he honestly can't. He says that he honestly can't guarantee that outcome. Muse then puts the yellow thing to kind of get her veins out around her arm, and then he cuts her arm and starts to drain her of her blood. He hears the police approaching from outside, and he knows that he's caught. So he starts turning Heather's office into a kill room. He throws down a canvas on her floor. Basically, I guess he's going to paint the room with her blood. He hopes to get one last work of art completed before he dies. She tells him anyone who needs a mask is a coward. And that's going to be very awkward when you realize who your boyfriend is. This only enrages Muse further. She tries to fight back, but he begins choking her. And that's when Daredevil heroically busts in through the window and starts to beat him mercifully. I was like, God damn, Matt is fucking Superman now. He can fucking bust in windows and shit on his baton and shit. Daredevil hears the police approaching, and he knows he has limited time to take Muse down and save Heather. As Muse lunges toward Heather with a knife, Daredevil gets the upper hand. He gets the baton, and I guess the baton has like a fucking knife through it because he just cuts this nigga open with the baton and then pulls him back. I was like, God damn. He gets the upper hand, takes him down. It looks like Muse is still gonna grab the knife and is gonna do damage to Matt when Heather then shoots Muse multiple times, killing him dead. I was like, there we go. That is Matt's type. Matt needed his girl to kill somebody because all of his girls are killers. Electra, Karen, and now Heather. There we go. She then passes out from all the blood loss and the adrenaline rush of killing somebody, and probably from the shock of the whole situation. Daredevil is able to dress her wounds and stabilizes her right before the police burst in, and he's out of there. He's completely gone. He escapes before they arrive, but crooked cop Officer Powell quickly realizes that someone else had been there. What did you think about this entire fight scene between Muse and Daredevil here?
Really good fight scene. Enjoyed it. Sad that Muse died, but enjoy what we had from it. Yeah, Heather getting the kill, that was fine. I was just more bummed that Muse died at that moment. I was just like, I couldn't even like enjoy it. It was just like we were just seeing your praises of the episode. What happened, my king? Now you're dead. Now you lie there in your own blood, creating your final masterpiece. But it was a really good fight. Yeah, Daredevil became overpowered all of a sudden. Like, how did he get to that high of it? Because she was on the top story. Where did he link his little his theme? Like all of a sudden he was able to break through just like that. But yeah, good fight. Rest in peace, Muse. And then of course, when Matt's like, Heather, I'm like, bro, why do you do this shit? Why do you always make shit complicated? Like, what are you doing?
And he touched her face too without the glove.
Yeah. What an idiot. IQ of like 7 when it comes to women. Like he just like becomes stupid all of a sudden. He'd be the smartest guy ever. Like, and then a woman's there, and he's just like, "Oh, let me be an idiot real quick. Forgot."
Yeah, he knew her name. He says Heather when he was stabilizing her, so that would come into play later here. Mayor Fisk arrives at the crime scene, and Officer Cole North informs him that Daredevil had indeed been there. Fisk tells him that no, you guys are the hero. You guys are the heroes. No one was here. Right, Officer North? He says, yes, Mayor Fisk. So he wants them to lie to the press and his superiors and tells them that it was the task force who took down Muse and not the devil of Hell's Kitchen. Unfortunately, citizens on the street below clearly saw Daredevil go through the window. So we see a part of the BB report of people talking about that. So at least some of the New York population will suspect that Mayor Fisk is lying about who ended the threat of Muse. In Mayor Fisk's office, Daniel Blake sits in Fisk's chair. When BB Urich comes in, Blake basically threatens BB to not publish the story that Daredevil was the one who saved Dr. Glenn from Muse. So much for these two being buddies, though. It's a wrap after that. In the hospital, Matt sits by Heather's bedside and informs her that her injuries are not severe, but Heather clearly suffers PTSD from having to kill her own patient. She says that she killed him, and Matt says that you had no other choice. And she says, how does he know? And he says, I know you. So that's how I know, trying to save face. She suddenly remembers Daredevil was there and that he said her name before she passed out. And it's like, did she recognize Matt's voice? That is the key to all of that. So that remains a mystery. At a press conference that shows up on the TV in the hospital room, Mayor Fisk informs the city that his anti-vigilante task force killed Muse, making sure to omit Daredevil's involvement completely. Oh my God, Mayor Fisk's face, this smile that he puts on where he... It's the most awkward smile ever as he holds up the mask. As Officer Prowl holds up the mask and that smile that he had. Oh my God, that was frightening. That was somewhat frightening. Chase, what did you think about Fisk lying about who killed Muse, the scene with Heather and Matt in the hospital, and then, of course, Fisk saying that the anti-vigilante task force took care of Muse and lying about it, and then BB and Daniel's part in all of this?
Hold up, real quick. I forgot I'm on the bad mic. Internal Mac microphone. Now I'm on the real one. First off, Matt, once again, IQ goes down to 7. He's talking to a woman, so he says something stupid. Well, you had no choice. Why are you? Just shut up. Just be like, like just related to something that when you're like what you have our lawyer dealt with many different crooks, criminals, everything. Can't you just say something? I had a client once. Like what do you mean you had no choice? Oh my God, like Jesus, like this guy's IQ just goes down low. But obviously, probably next episode we'll get oh Matt, you're Daredevil and stuff, because as the line that she said in the previous scene we talked about, people who wear masks are cowards. Like, okay, we got to set up for the reveal of this.
Yeah,
BB and Daniel, who cares? Like, just throw these two in the garbage. Like the BB report, I don't want it no more. I'm done with the BB report. Daniel is a loser character. More Detective Kim. Just give me Angie Kim. I would have much rather preferred Angie Kim talking about like with Cherry. Gary, go give me an Angie Kim and Cherry scene so that way we can build up Cherry's character a bit more, and Angie asking if he's mad about Daredevil, whatever. BB, Danny, who cares? Oh no, BB can't talk. Well, is she gonna end up like her uncle? Like she's just gonna get killed too? Like what's the point? So, I like that Fisk got a W this episode. You know, he's proven that the task force works. They killed this serial killer that killed 60 people and stopped him from number 61. Like, so I like that scene. I thought it was great. Thought it was great manipulation by Mayor Fisk. Great job, Fisk. Proud of you. Making up from last episode.
Fisk knows when to pull the trigger. What did you think about that smile though? That smile was hilarious. He's like,
the shit and green smile, man. This guy, like whoever this actor is, typecast as a villain forever. Like he just has a face you want to punch. Like you're just like I'm sure you're a nice guy, but I just that face. I just want to punch you every time I see your fucking face and stuff. Like I love that smile. He like acting like he did shit too. Like yeah. I'm the one who killed me. He didn't do shit.
Your task force didn't even do shit. Like that's the double whammy of it.
Yeah. They just came in.
All right.
Clear. Yeah. He's dead.
Yep. Yeah, he's dead. She stabilized. Oh, he didn't even have to do that. They didn't even have to stabilize her. He got the job done on both ends. So the final scene that we see is later that night. Vanessa Fisk sits in her lavish dining room and tests Luca that her husband is eating alone in a restaurant where he can go and take him out. But his seeming betrayal is anything but that. Luca walks into the restaurant prepared to end Mayor Fisk, but as he walks in ready to shoot Fisk in the back of the head, Buck Cashman appears, and Buck is basically in the darkness, is shadowed in the darkness, and it takes him out first with a sniper, basically gun. With a silencer. Vanessa proved her love for Wilson is stronger than her own criminal ambitions. At least they are for now. We shall see what the future holds, but I love that ending. I love that Fisk did not move a muscle. Fisk was just so unfazed by all of this. He just kept eating his food, and then he said, can you call my wife and ask her, does she want some? I forget what was the food that does she want some Borshon? Does she want some Borshon? So great. Fisk was awesome in this episode. Despite my problems with this episode, none of them really had to do with Mayor Fisk. He was Wilson Fisk to a T. The Kingpin is officially back. Chase, what did you think about the final scene with Vanessa proving her love for Wilson over Luca?
I loved it, man. Because like this is like, you know, like because they're kind of teasing, oh, is Fisk gonna die? Oh, we're gonna kill him off, or oh, is there gonna be some crazy murder plot this episode? Like, because like we haven't got that twist, the twist of the season. We haven't gotten the crazy twist yet. And then all of a sudden, here's Fisk, Tony Soprano, like in a diner. I'm like, oh, no way. We just cued Muse. No way we're gonna. I'm like, nah, he ain't dying. Not to Luca. Like, who the fuck is Luca? This ain't Luka Doncic. This is just Luca. I don't know who this guy is. So then when he comes in, I wasn't afraid when he had his back turned, gun to the head, because I knew what's his name? Another character that's not developed, Monty, whatever his name is.
Buck Cashman.
He has a good voice. Buck Ashman, yes. Like, hey, killed him off and asked if Vanessa wanted dinner. Shows up Kingpin and Vanessa. Everything's great. Vanessa loves her life, people. This is what she wants. She just wants a normal life with money. She doesn't need all this criminal enterprise bullshit.
We'll see. Maybe just for now. But we shall see what happens next. But we got 2 more episodes of this season. It's going to be very interesting. Who is the big bad? Is it Wilson Fisk? Is it Vanessa? Is it somebody else that's gonna come in? Is Bullseye gonna get released from jail? Is it the anti-vigilante task force? It's very interesting what's gonna happen in these final 2 episodes after getting rid of Muse here. But we've made it to the end of episode 7, New Revelations. Let us know in the live chat if you're still with us. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Let us know your MVP for this episode, your LVP for this episode. Out of 10, what did you give episode 7? And whether you gave it a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. For me and Chase, I think Chase, you could just tell me if you have your thumbs up, or you could just tell me if you have your thumbs up, or thumbs down, or thumbs in the middle. In 3,
sorry guys, internet's horrible today.
It's okay. In 3, 2, 1. I'm going thumbs in the middle for this one. Thumbs in the middle. What about you?
Yeah, my thumb is straight in the middle. 6 out of 10 type of episode vibe was this one. Like I said earlier, not every episode can be epic and awesome, but this one, oh boy, this was just a very interesting episode that I watched. Like I said, it felt too fast. I felt we were getting reintroduced to characters that I don't care about. Muse dying just really, really upset me. I was just so sad that Muse died with no build up. Like it was just another guy on the roster. Like that's how it felt like with him. So yeah,
this is a thumbs in the middle episode for me. I give it a little bit higher. I go 6.5 out of 10, but still thumbs in the middle. Yeah, it's just a lot of things felt rushed with the Muse part of it. Fist was absolutely fantastic in this episode, so I think he saved this from a thumbs down territory. Charlie Coss playing Matt Murdock / Daredevil is awesome, is great. We still don't have much of the side characters. We got a little bit of them in this episode, more than the past couple of episodes, but we still need to work on that with 2 episodes left. Vanessa showing her love for Fisk, that was good, but yeah, it was up and down, so that's why it's a thumbs in the middle for me. MVP for this episode, I gotta give it to Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. Mayor Fisk is my MVP. Chase?
Yep, agreed. Fisk, everything he did wrong last episode, he's bounced back. Very good stuff. The task force is now in his favor. He's showing the people of New York this is why he's the mayor. So absolutely great stuff. And he was so, like, when he's written so well, he's just strong and powerful. That's my favorite Fisk. Like where he's just like, it's just like you can't touch this motherfucker. This guy is untouchable. Like no matter what you try to do, you can't beat this guy. It's just that's my favorite Fisk when they do that Fisk. Not whatever else they were doing last episode where he was like, oh, I can't believe you shared the same passion of Vanessa. It's like, what? No.
Mine! LVP for this episode, it's gotta be Muse. Oh, poor Muse. He was here and then he's gone. Chase?
We can't give it to anyone else but Muse. Like that, it just sucks, man. It's just like, we thought, oh, Daredevil's gonna have a good villain. It's more of a street level villain. They both have different mindsets of being a vigilante. What is a vigilante? It pushes Fist narrative of why he hates vigilante. Gonna be good stuff, and then it's just like, nah, this guy. Send him back to Rampage. Go to Dark. See you on main event, buddy. We'll see you on NXT Level Up. You're not even ready for these main roster shows. Got all hyped up for nothing, man. It's like look, I'm gonna tell you guys, professional wrestling has to be cynical on many things. Whenever a mid-card guy starts getting pushed, I don't get excited anymore because I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't matter. This guy, like tonight, Kevin Knight's gonna have a great match with Will Ospreay. I'm not gonna get excited for it because I know it's just like, okay, in 2 weeks I won't see him, and it's just the cynicism of wrestling doing this. It's the same thing with TV shows. It ruined it because every time when I see a push, I get too excited. I'm like, this character's gonna be the best, and then the character either dies or just falls in the background, and I'm just like, oh, what happened to that great character that I was promised? That's just like, yeah.
Just like Eddie from Stranger Things, same difference. Same difference there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Muse was treated like the brain surgeon from Dexter. They were like, "Oh yeah, look at the brain surgeon from Dexter. This is your big bad villain." And then all of a sudden, he's just a loser the next episode. I'm like, "What? This guy?"
We got Power Finisher gives it a 6.5. Dustin went 7 out of 10. We got LVP for Power Finisher is Muse. Same with Dustin. He gives MVP to Fist. And Power Finisher says MVP Detective What's Her Face. It's Detective Kim. Put some respect on Detective Kim. Angie Kim's name. Come on.
Yeah, dude, the best side character in Daredevil War Again, and she's only had 8 speaking lines the whole time.
But she had that great leprechaun joke. That's what lasted with me from that Bank Heist episode. But
that's true.
we made it to the end of our season 1, episode 7, New Revelations review. I want to thank Chase for joining me this week once again. I appreciate you as always, good sir. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media when they shall see you again.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on X at ChaseOliver68. The internet will be good later tonight, so don't worry, folks, because tonight on the True Heat channel, we are watching AEW Dynasty. We're going to be seeing Swerve Strickland take on Jon Moxley, Megan Bayne, Tony Storm, a bunch of other great matches. Don't want to miss it. This could be a celebration. We could finally be the end of Jon Moxley, or you can see us all laugh as Jon Moxley's reign of terror continues. And we're just like, ha, 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 ha. We told you this is not ending until the man that climbs Mount Everest is back. So tune into the Trio Heat for that. And then around the Point Network, Steve and I have got a lot of content formed for WrestleMania coming up in 2 weeks. So definitely tune into that. But yeah, tonight, Trio Heat channel, Dynasty, come in, show up, super chats, everything.
Indeed. I'm going to set that up right after we're done here. In the meantime, between time, like he said, if you want to get ready for AEW Dynasty, check out our AEW Dynasty preview we did earlier this week. Myself, Jay News, and Maggie over on the Wrestling YouTube channel. Check out the flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 323, where we talked about Kevin Owens' heartbreaking injury being out for WrestleMania. We talked about the Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton train wreck, Rusev re-signing with WWE, all the AEW injuries for Jay White, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Davis as well. But if you're here on this channel, check out all the great content we've done for Daredevil Born Again so far. Our episodes 1 and 2 review, our episode 3 review, episode 4, and episodes 5 and 6 from last week. Check all of those out. You could also check out our Power Book 3 Raising Kanan reviews for season 4 as well. We'll be back to review episodes 4 and 5 on Wednesday right here on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment channel. So join me and Christy Love for that as well. I will be live on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel in about an hour and a half for our NJPW Sakura Genesis 2025 review. Myself, Sanal, and Jay News will be
great show.
Another great show from New Jersey. The best wrestling promotion of 2025 so far. Argue with your mama, because it is what it is. They once again delivered a great show. We're going to talk about Hiroki Goto versus David Finlay, United Empire capturing all that gold at Sakura Genesis once again, Yota Tsuji and Evil, plus much, much more. So we'll be discussing that in about an hour and a half. Join us live for that as well. And like Chase said, we got our AEW Dynasty watch party starting up at 8 p.m. Eastern time for the main card. And we got an AEW Dynasty review tomorrow at 12:05 p.m. Eastern time. Myself, Jay News, and Professor Chris of the NWA podcast. So join us for that as well. Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3, and we'll be back to review some more Daredevil Born Again next Sunday for episode 8. So join us for that as well. But for Chase, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Episode 7, New Revelations review. We are signing off until next time.